I want to thank, if I could, because they work so hard. And, you know, outside right now, they have over 8,000 people trying to get in. And we set the record. I don't know how old this building is, but it's not brand new. And we set the record for attendance tonight. So I just want to thank you. Thank you very much. So they're going to be pouring in as we speak, unless you'd like me to come back in a half an hour and we'll start. No? No? All right. I want to thank Susan Hutchinson, who's in the audience someplace. Susan, done a great job. Brian Danzel. Where's Brian? Brian is over there someplace. I want to thank Don Benton, Senator Benton. He has been amazing. He said you should come here. We'll fill that place up so fast, and he was right. So I want to thank Don and Doug Erickson, Senator Doug Erickson. So I want to thank all of them. Amazing. They've done an amazing job. We are going to work very hard over the next 70 days, and we're going to win this state, and we're going to win the White House. We are going to take back the White House. You know, a Republican would never come to the state of Washington. And you know, on television, they said, I wonder why he's going to the state of Washington. Because you know what? Republicans don't win it, but we're going to win it. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. And this love affair began about 3 months ago when I came up here, and we had record crowds. 2 events, massive, massive crowds. And I said, why don't the Republicans win that state? I think we're going to win Washington State. So that's the story. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. And I don't know if you saw, but poll numbers came in today that are phenomenal. We're leading in Florida. We're leading in North Carolina. We're leading on a national basis in some of the polls. Los Angeles Times, we're 2 or 3 points up. We're doing really well, folks. I'll tell you what, it's all coming together. And when you see crowds like this, people fully understand why. I will tell you. Thank you. So, we are going to have a great victory for the people. People. Remember, for the people. It's going to be a victory for every citizen whose voice has not been heard, and that's a lot of people. It'll be a win for the voters, not the pundits, not the journalists, not the lobbyists, not the global special interests that take care of these politicians and get whatever they want. And they're the ones that are funding my opponent's campaign. Millions and millions and millions of dollars, and they have total control over crooked Hillary Clinton. Believe me, total control. This is going to be your victory. It's going to be your victory. It's going to be your victory. True. We're going to create the new American future our children so desperately deserve. In this new future, millions of workers on the sidelines will be returned to the workforce. They've been taken out of they are going to return, and they're going to return quickly, believe me. Crumbling roads and bridges and airports will be replaced with the infrastructure our country needs and deserves. Our infrastructure is going to hell. Frankly, I hate to say it, our country is going to hell, and we're not going to let it happen. Families trapped in welfare will be provided with jobs and opportunity. Government will become lean and mean, except it'll have a big, fat, beautiful heart. We will have an effective government, a responsible and honest government for a change. Our border will be protected. Our children will be safe. People don't talk about the inner cities, but I'm talking about the inner cities. They don't talk about the inner cities. The Democrats have taken advantage of African Americans. They take their vote, they win the election, and then they say, see you in 4 years. Thanks a lot. Not me. We will rebuild our inner cities and provide safety and peace to all of our citizens. American values and culture will be cherished and celebrated once again. But to achieve this future, we must break free from the bitter failures of the past, of which there have been many, and reject the same insiders telling us the same old lies, because they're lies, and I know these people well, believe me. One area where honesty is badly needed is on the subject of economic and living conditions for African American citizens in the United States. Thank you. And thank you to law enforcement and our police. Thank you. Millions of African Americans in this country have succeeded greatly, and their contributions to every area of our life, and they have done so much. And now, throughout history, we should celebrate and cherish that success. But this includes tremendous and amazing achievements in art, science, sports, music, business, etc. It includes millions of African American entrepreneurs, innovators, and the millions of African American workers in our middle class. But we must also talk about those who have been left behind. The millions suffering in disastrous conditions in so many of our inner cities and neighborhoods afflicted by total poverty, drugs, and horrible, horrible violence that we watch every single night. Every single night, you turn on the news and you see the violence, and it's horrible. No group in America has been more harmed by Hillary Clinton's policies and the policies of Democrats who have run our inner cities for literally 50, 70, 80, 90, even 100 years. Nobody has been hurt more than African Americans. There is no better evidence of the fact that Hillary Clinton's immigration policy, which brings in illegal immigrants and is that a true statement? It brings in illegal immigrants and refugees to take jobs from our hardworking African American and Hispanic citizens, and they want those jobs. Instead of providing free health care and jobs to millions of refugees from around the world that we have no idea even where they come from, we should rebuild our inner cities and provide jobs to struggling Americans that have been struggling for years and years. Thank you. Tonight I'm asking for the vote of every African American and Hispanic citizen in this country who wants to see a better future, who wants to see real positive change. The inner cities of our country have been run by the Democratic machine for so long. These Democratic policies, the policies of Hillary Clinton, these Democratic policies, the policies of Hillary Clinton, have produced only poverty, joblessness, failing schools, broken homes, and rising crime. And it's only getting worse. They don't care about you. Remember that. They don't care about you. They want your vote, and they don't care. They've used you for decades and decades and decades, and they will continue to use you. Nearly 4 in 10 African American children live in poverty. Think of that. 4 in 10 are living in poverty. This includes 45% of children under the age of 6. 58% of African American youth are not working. Meanwhile, another 2 million Hispanic Americans have been added to the ranks of those in poverty since 2009, not a long time ago. In Detroit, half of all its residents do not work, half. In Milwaukee, where I just left, almost 4 in 10 African American men between the ages of 24 and 54 do not have a job. Here, in the state of Washington, 65% of Latino children and 60% of African American children live in low-income households. Chicago just had the most violent month in 20 years. More than 2,800 people have been shot in Chicago since just the beginning of the year. You look at war-torn countries are safer than living in our inner cities by a lot. It's not even close. It breaks everybody's heart. We cannot let this violence continue. We can't let it happen. It will and it must be ended. Under a Trump administration, it will indeed end. It will be my priority to work with communities, local police, state police, and federal law enforcement to dismantle the gangs and to liberate our citizens from violence and poverty and fear. I will appoint the best judges and prosecutors and federal investigators who who will make this their personal mission, and so many people want to do that. There is one thing which can no longer be denied. If you keep voting for the same people, you will keep getting the same horrible results. Remember that. And Hillary Clinton has been doing this stuff for 35 years and nothing's happened. Just remember, nothing's happened. To those suffering, I say, what do you have to lose by voting for Donald Trump? I will fix it. I will fix it. I will fight for you as no one ever has before. They don't fight for you. They don't fight for you. Let me also tell you what you have to gain: jobs, opportunity, security, safety, great education, and many other things. Many, many other things. Thank you. This means very much and just so much to me. I believe every child in this country, in Detroit, in Baltimore, in Chicago, has the right to live out their lives in safety and in peace. In the Wall Street Journal today, Heather McDonald of Manhattan and the Manhattan Institute just wrote an important article about the soaring crime, and it is soaring like you've never seen before in our inner cities, and the responsibility of Democratic politicians for creating this horrible problem. Big article, highly, highly respected person. The article is called Black Lives Matter to Donald Trump. True. True. She writes that Mr. Trump's call to restore law and order recognizes the right of inner city residents to enjoy the same freedom from fear that the rest of America now really takes for granted. Freedom from violence is one of the greatest civil rights of our time. So too is the issue of school choice. What a difference it will make. What a difference it will make. We will fight for the right of parents to send their kids to the school that they believe gives their kids the best shot at success. I will not accept, and neither will you, a future in which children, and think of this, children of color, any color, in this country are not fully included in the American dream. Our whole country loses when we leave millions of talented, aspiring Americans on the sideline, which is happening all of the time. We want to give everyone a chance to contribute their full talents to our economy and to the greatness of our country. Remember, and most people don't know this, the Republican Party is the, right? You know what I'm going to say, right? The Republican Party is the party of Abraham Lincoln. Not bad. Not bad. It's also the party of freedom, equality, and opportunity. People have forgotten it so long now. It is the Democratic Party that is the party of slavery, the party of Jim Crow, and the party of opposition. By the way, is there any place better to be than a Trump rally, right? Any place. Nothing makes me more honored and proud than to be the nominee of Abraham Lincoln's Republican Party, and we're going to do a job. Our party will fight to bring hope to every forgotten stretch of this country. Once again, we will be one American nation. One American nation. We will be one united people, and we will have one really great future again, believe me. And the great future will be built on these three critical words: jobs, jobs, jobs. This will include a complete revitalization of our manufacturing sector, which has been absolutely so badly hurt by Hillary Clinton's policies, so badly hurt, devastated. We're bringing jobs back to our country. We're not going to let people take our jobs anymore. We're not going to let our jobs go to other countries anymore. There will be retribution. There will be a price to pay. We are going to renegotiate the horrible NAFTA trade deal, probably the worst deal ever made in terms of trade. And we're going to keep out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a total disaster. And we're going to stand up to China and fight for every last American job. We're not going to be ripped off any longer. Thank you. The destruction that NAFTA started will be finished off if the Trans-Pacific Partnership is approved. It is a disaster for our country, a disaster for our workers. We won't let it happen. We cannot let it happen. These are very, very quiet protesters, I will say. I will say one thing. When Bernie Sanders had his protesters out, they had a lot more energy. They really did. Much better. They were much better. They felt it a little bit deeper in the heart. But that's just the beginning of what we're going to do for the American worker. On taxes, we're going to provide massive tax relief to all working people and lower the tax rate on small business from 35% to 15%. Low and middle-income parents will also be able to fully deduct the average cost of child care from their taxes, a very important thing. on horrible, horrible regulations which are taking over our country, I'm going to direct every agency and department head in my government to identify all needless and job-killing regulations, and they will be removed. We will have a temporary moratorium on new regulations to allow our economy to grow. I mean, our economy is a disaster. To allow our economy to grow. Economic growth for last quarter has been revised downward to 1.1%, a number that you can't even imagine. Just so you know, if China goes to 7 or 8%, it's almost like a national catastrophe. And what they do is they devalue their currency, they do lots of other things, and they suck more blood out of our country, and we allow them to do it, folks. And they get back on track, and we keep going down. Not any longer. And believe me, we have the cards. They don't. We have the cards. We have all the cards. Meanwhile, our trade deficit in goods with the world is now nearly $800 billion. Think of that. Almost $800 billion trade deficit for the year. You really say to yourself, who negotiates these deals? I know. Political hacks and politicians negotiate them. No longer. We will further bring back our jobs by unleashing an American energy revolution, lifting restrictions on oil and coal and natural gas and all sources of American energy. This will create millions of jobs and lower the price of energy and your electric bill and every other bill for the American household. We are also going to secure our border and stop the drugs from pouring in and destroying our country. And I'll be talking about that tomorrow night in Arizona. Big speech on immigration. We'll be talking about that. Arizona tomorrow night. The Seattle area recently experienced the largest number of heroin-related deaths. Think of it, in 20 years. The largest number in 20 years. It's getting worse. It's getting horrific. And not only heroin, they have drugs now pouring across the border that most people have never even heard of. We have to stop the drugs from poisoning our youth and poisoning our community. Additionally, we are going to stop the Syrian refugees from entering the United States and instead build a safe zone overseas. Amazingly, Hillary Clinton wants a 550% increase in Syrian refugees coming into our country. So I thought I'd maybe do this if you'd like. You know, we talk about Syrian refugees, we talk about some people hate our values, hate our country. And I took something that was a song by Al Wilson, The Snake. Has anybody heard The Snake? Should I do it or not? You sure? Yeah? All right. So this really has to do with people coming into our country that can't be properly vetted. We have no idea where they're coming from. There's no paperwork. You know, our government says you have paperwork. There's no paperwork. And I believe in safe zones, and we have to help people out, and we have to have other people. You know, we're almost up to $20 trillion in debt. So we have to have other people like the Gulf states pay for it. It's called other people's money. But I believe very much that we have to help. And we'll build safe zones over in Syria, and we'll help the people. We have to do that. But if you look at what happens on a daily basis in Germany, what she's done to that country is unbelievable. If you look at what's happening in France, it's no longer France. Friends of mine that used to love to go to Paris, they say, we're not going to Paris anymore. It's no longer Paris. You see what's happening in different countries, and you see what's happening in our own country, whether it's Orlando or whether it's San Bernardino or whether it's any one of many different places. And I read this, and I said, it's so pertinent. It wasn't drawn for that reason, but I said, this really represents what it is when we allow people to pour into our country. We don't know who they are, but we just know bad things are going to happen. It's only a question of when. Bad things are going to happen. So I'm going to read this to you. It's called The Snake. And a lot of people like it because it represents the truth. It represents what's going to be happening. This could be the great Trojan horse of all time. Did you see today where they announced tens of thousands of people coming in? And we have no idea even where they're being relocated. So, on her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. "Oh, well," she cried, "I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the broken snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a curvature of silk, and then laid him by the fireside with some honey and some milk. Now she hurried home from work that night. As soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. "Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the broken snake. Now she clutched him to her bosom. "You're so beautiful," she cried. "But if I hadn't brought you in by now, you simply would have died." Now she stroked his pretty skin, and then she kissed him and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite. "Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. "I saved you," cried the woman, "and you bit me, heavens why. You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die." "Oh, shut up, silly woman." Said the reptile with a grin, "You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in." Get ready, folks. Not going to be pretty. Going to be a bad deal going on. Bad deal. And I just thought that was very representative of what's going to be happening. Not good. Remember, I said it. Now, if on November 8th you go and you vote for Donald Trump for president, you can forget about it because it's not going to happen. We're not taking him in. We're not taking him in. Thank you. Thank you very much. Another major issue in this race is foreign policy. Hillary Clinton has made one bad foreign policy decision after another, beginning with the support for going into the war in Iraq in the first place, which, by the way, I opposed. Her tenure as Secretary of State may be regarded as the most disastrous such tenure in United States history. She was horrible, horrible. Look at the world before and after she became Secretary of State. Pre-Hillary, in early 2009, Iraq was seeing a reduction in violence. Libya was stable. Syria was under control. The group we now know as ISIS was close to being extinguished. Iran was being choked by sanctions, right? Right? Now, fast forward to the present time, after Hillary. Here is what it looks like. Iraq is in total chaos. Syria is in the midst of a disastrous civil war and a refugee crisis that now threatens Europe and the United States. ISIS has been unleashed onto the world viciously. Iran, the world's top state sponsor of terrorism, has been put on a path to nuclear weapons and was given a $400 million cash ransom payment. And that's not to mention the $150 billion that they're getting back. This is the legacy of Hillary Clinton. Death, destruction, terrorism, and weakness. America deserves a better legacy. All of you deserve a better future and a country that runs so much smarter. I am the change agent. This is a movement. No matter where we go, anywhere in this country, we have crowds like this. We have people that love our country. They want to see our country heal. They want to see our country be smart. They want to see our country get better. Hillary Clinton is the defender of the status quo. While our country lost badly under Hillary Clinton, she cashed in big time, made a lot of money. Bill Clinton's speaking fees surged while Hillary was Secretary of State. Bill was paid almost $50 million for speeches during her tenure, an increase of 44% over the previous years. Then there was all of the money funneled into the Clinton Foundation from foreign governments and corporations. It was pure and simple pay for play. Just look at what she did with UBS, the big banking concern, or Russian uranium. A disaster relief in Haiti. Haiti has been a catastrophe. And the money that was spent and the money that was missing, unbelievable. And so many other examples. But the only way to learn the full depth of her public corruption is to read the 33,000 emails that she deleted. They're gone. It's very sad. And not only deleted, folks. This was after she was subpoenaed by Congress to produce. And not only that, she bleached, which somebody said they never even heard of, in a very expensive fashion, used chemical so that nobody will ever be able to see him. Who does this? Who does this? Hillary Clinton said under oath that she turned over all of her work-related emails. But we now know that is just one more Clinton lie. The FBI found thousands of work-related emails she never turned over, and then another 15,000 emails were just discovered a few weeks ago. Now today, another 30 emails were discovered by the State Department that Hillary Clinton failed to turn over. These were emails about Benghazi. It just never ends with the Clintons. There's only one way to get justice in this totally rigged system. And it's a rigged system when they did nothing about the crimes that she committed. It's a rigged system. Remember that. The only justice we're going to get is a tremendous victory for everybody in this room and this nation on November 8th. A big, big vote. Thank you. Thank you. In a Trump administration, the State Department will work for the country, not for Hillary Clinton's donors and special interests. Under Hillary Clinton, it's the powerful protecting the powerful. Politicians defending politicians. Insiders fighting for insiders. I'm fighting for you. That I can tell you. I'm fighting for you. The government will work for citizens once again. The era of division will be replaced with a future of total unity. We'll love each other as a country again. We're going to do it by emphasizing what we all have in common. We will proudly promote our culture as Americans, the best anywhere in the world. It's time to break with the failures of the past and fight for every last child in this country to have a better future and a future that they deserve. So this is the change that I'm promising all of you. An honest government, a thriving economy, a just society for each and every American, and jobs, lots of jobs. I'm asking for your vote so I can be your champion in the White House. Together, we will make America wealthy again. Together, we will make America strong again. We will fix our depleted military, and we will take care of our vets. We will appoint the proper judges to the United States Supreme Court. We will protect and save our beautiful Second Amendment. We will repeal and replace the horror known as Obamacare. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. We will make America great again. God bless you. Good night.